And just for the sake of time, I'm just going to read 32 to the end of the chapter, and I'll just make one more point. Now the full number of those who had believed were of one heart and soul. I love that. And no one said that any of the things that belonged to him was his own, but they had everything in common. And with great power, the apostles were giving their testimonies of the resurrection of the Lord Jesus, and great grace was upon them all. Verse 34, there was not a needy person among them, for as many as were owners of land or houses sold them and brought the proceeds of what was sold and laid it at the apostles' feet, and it was distributed to each as any had need. Thus Joseph, who was also called by the apostles Barnabas, which means son of encouragement, a Levite, a native of Cyprus, sold a field that belonged to him and brought the money and laid it at the apostles' feet. They took all the things that they had and they just distributed it. They didn't care. Now, I want to say this, that this isn't a commandment for all believers. We're not called to live in a commune and live in the same house and share the same food and me buy your carrots and you buy my onions. Like, that's weird. You don't got to be like that. We don't got to be like that. But if I can just make one point, they didn't see the items in which they had as theirs. They saw the items that they had as given to them. And so this iPhone, it's actually not even mine, it's his. And my money, it's actually not even mine, it's his. And my food, it's actually not mine, it's his. My time, it's actually not mine, it's his. This gift, it's actually not mine, it's his. This iPad, this whole system, this isn't mine, this is his. This is not mine, it's his. And so they were able to distribute it. He was the giver. And if I give it away, he'll give more. I know he's a provider, and if I'm generous, he's going to provide more. He's always a provider. If you want to be a disciple, you're going to have to learn and be okay and pay the price of being hated. You're going to have to be willing and pay the price of having your foundation be on Jesus. If you want to be a disciple and you want to be used by God, you have to be willing to disobey man to obey God. And if you want to be willing to be used, if you're willing to be used by God, you have to be willing to not back down. And my last point, if you want to be used by God, you have to know that all this stuff, all of your stuff, it ain't even yours. It's his. And so when he says, hey, can you hand me my money, Rylan? I go, sure, because it's not even mine anyways. Hey, can you go love on that guy? Sure, because it's not even mine. It's his. Hey, can you go preach to him? Can you go share about him? Yeah, because my life, it ain't even mine. It's his. And some of you think that today, it's yours. Today ain't yours. This breath, it ain't even yours. He gave it to you. And he's given you another breath, so I guess you got a purpose on this earth. And he's given you another day, so I guess you got a purpose on this earth. It ain't even yours. It's his. It's his. So why don't you give it back to him? If he wants to give it to a believer, cool. If he wants to give it to somebody else, Joe Schmo, cool. If he wants me to tithe, cool. If he wants me to sell all my stuff, cool. If he wants me to go preach, cool. If he wants me to go do that, cool. No problem. It ain't even mine anyways. They gave it all to each other because they were more worried about everyone else, and they were more worried about God's mission than their mission. And they pursued his mission over their mission.